our little face-to-face chat for the day. It is November 5th. I hope everyone had a great Thursday. We're here for day 5 of my November vlogs. Um, there have been a few new people to the channel in the last little bit, so if you are watching these vlogs, welcome. It's so great to have you here, and of course, welcome back to everyone that is returning. I know that I forget to say that a lot, but seriously, I'm so glad y'all are here and hanging out with me. Okay, it is just after 9 p.m. and I've got some show notes on my phone because I have a few things that I wanted to mention and I knew I wouldn't remember. Oh darn it, and I forgot to grab a hat. Hold please. Okay, so so 2 days ago I showed you all the finishes since the end of October for cross stitch, and I had one for knitting, and I figured since today is Insta Knit Night over on Instagram, which I forgot to go back and see if Joan posted. That's fine. I'll do that after I record this. Oh, and a stitch pulled. But anyway, so since it's Insta Knit Night, I figured I would show you the FO that I had for knitting. So if you remember from the last whip update, I was working on a second Fits the Whole fan hat, and that's a pattern by Cozy Up Knits. It's a free pattern. Hold this up to the camera. Ooh, and you can see the sparkle in there. So the hat is designed for you to hold 3 strands of fingering together, and I didn't bring the yarns in here. Yeah, anyway, I'll link the yarns in the description box. I don't feel like getting up again to go get them. But anyway, so one of the strands in here was sparkle yarn, and one of them was a gradient yarn, so you can kind of see it goes from a black to gray to a white, and then it went back to gray and then black, and it started again. You can kind of see it within all of the marling that's happening. But yeah, I really enjoy this pattern. I'm pretty sure I said it's by Cozy Up Knits, who I've mentioned before is one of my favorite podcasts. So there's that hat. I knit it the exact same way that I knit the last one. So yeah, nothing new there. I feel like I just followed the pattern entirely, like completely. I know that I did as far as stitch count and everything, but I think even needle size, I think I used what they told you to use. So there's that. Highly recommend for gifts and such. It was super quick. Did I finish that statement? It's designed for you to hold 3 strands of fingering weight together to make about an Aran weight. So it's super quick. Okay, so there's that. Okay, so then let's talk about this first because it's going to be quick. So yesterday I was showing you all the plying that I started for these 2 bobbins. I guess I'll just hold the whole thing up here. So here are my bobbins right now. You can see there's a little bit more on this one that is that's showing like the actual bobbin. So I did get a little bit more plying today. I kept trying to take video footage of me plying to put in before this clip, and quickly came to the realization that my plies, my singles kept snapping. I literally tried like 3 different times to get a video, y'all, and every time something happened, and I was like, well, now I have to fix this, so we might as well just stop and I'll start over in a second. But I realized that my spindle was getting too heavy for my singles. So you can see like there's a lot of yarn on here. There's Through the Top of the World. So like there's a lot of yarn on here. And you know, we talked previously about the fact that I am of course, I'm not covering my face, so does that help at all? We talked about the fact that I am spinning thin, which is totally what I want. So, hold on, let me see if I can hold this up here again. I'm trying to keep the needles from falling out. So here, let me just grab the ends. So these are my singles. Whoops. Okay. I'm being stabbed by needles right now. So these are my singles. Like you can see how thin they are, which is fabulous. That's what I want. But it is not fabulous for the purpose of applying on this spindle. That being said, I have a I'm not going to take it out and talk about it. Honestly, I just don't want to have to link one more thing, and that sounds horrible. But I know me, I'm being kind to myself. Anyway, I also have a Turkish spindle, and it's smaller than this. So I'm wondering if it would be better to maybe try plying on there for my thin yarns because it weighs less. Anyway, regardless, the point being, I finally realized after the third time it snapped, I was like, dude, your singles are thin. The spindle is probably like too much weight now, and that's why they keep snapping, because I wasn't having that problem at all until today. So as you can see, I have clipped the end of this. I like to, when I finish plying, I just tie, like you can kind of see it there, I just tie a little knot. I don't care. It's mine. I actually do the same thing at the beginning of my plying too. I tie a little knot so that they stay together a little easier. It's fine. But yeah, so I am letting these singles rest for another while, sometime tomorrow afternoon. And then, or they're not singles, I'm letting the yarn rest at this point because it's already plied. And then I will wind this off and get it washed up. And then I can ply up the rest of what's on the bobbins. But yeah, that happened today. So I might have actually been done. I was actually trying to get done with the plying today, but that didn't happen. That's okay. So then, okay, let's talk about this first so that I can then get to the yarn. I have to check my show notes because, oh my goodness, I have a few things to talk about. So this is where I am on Fairy Circle. The first clip that I put in at the beginning of this vlog was showing you when I moved the Q-snap. So that was where I was then, and since I moved it, I've added like this brown up at the top. That's actually the only color I've been working on for right now. And then I'm filling in like down here as well. So yeah, I'm working on it. So I'm gonna start filling in this. I have like 60 something stitches left before I'm at 8,000 stitches, and yeah, I think I stop for Wheel of Fortune after 8,600, somewhere around there. So I'm getting there. I have like well, I can't math. I think I have 900 stitches left, basically. So basically one more day of stitching on this. I'm going to work on it up until midnight. And I'm not going to talk about this on this vlog today. I'll mention it more tomorrow. But this weekend is the hashtag 24 hours of cross stitch marathon. It's the last one for 2020, and it's in my birthday month. So definitely going to be participating. But I'll talk about goals and plans and all of that stuff for it tomorrow and throughout the weekend. Honestly, I might not even tell you my plans. You might just see it as it happens. Because if I tell you, they'll probably change anyway. Okay, so the big thing that I know you all can see back here, this rainbow thing, somebody might ask, the rainbow stuff back there is fiber. I am not spinning it yet because I want it to be something amazing. And yeah, anyway. So, I went to Michael's today, and I have a Michael's shopping list. So I got some floss. So I was going, to get floss. So I needed more than one skein. This is the color that I'm using in my Zimmerman coverlet, 3721. I wanted to get like multiple skeins, but they only had one left, so I just went ahead and bought it. I needed 535 for Plague Doctor, and the camera's on the other side, sorry. And then I got a bunch of 310. I seriously should just buy a cone, and they were in stock on 123 Stitch the last time I looked. I don't know if they are now, but at the time I didn't have money for that, so I was like, oh, you have a Michael's gift card, just get some black whenever you go. Here we are. So I got floss. I was hoping to find some 18 count Aida. They were completely wiped out of the Aida. It's fine. I'll have to see if 123 Stitch has some, because luckily I have a gift card to them too. But in the process, so I always make it a point to look at the yarn at Michael's, because I enjoy Loops and Threads yarn, which is the brand that they sell there, or one of the brands. It's like their in-house brand. I think that's how you refer to it. Anyway, so I got my floss, saw they had no fabric, and then I was like, okay, well, let's go take our, usual stroll through the yarn section. One, they have, at least in my Michaels, they have a whole wall, like one of the end caps is just full of these free patterns. So I grabbed this one. I need to look up the yarn that they use, and like the patterns are just on the back, and you can just take one, or take them for free, as you can see up there. Take one free. So I grabbed this one because I thought that would be super cute to knit for my best friend's daughter, because I'm just gonna keep planning stuff to make the baby. I'm not gonna ever finish anything. It's fine. I'll have baby items for her next child, assuming that happens, or the baby's child if it takes that long. Whatever. So this is the Cozy Baby Knit Lace Edge Cardigan. And I know that Cozy Baby is the name of the yarn. It's Loops and Threads yarn. Anyway, so I got that. And then I went meandering through the yarn. Y'all. I had a Louise at Wildflower Wool moment. I saw it, and I had to have it, and struggles. And yeah, it had to come home with me. So I looked at it and thought, oh my gosh, that is the most perfect fall colorway, is it not? Right? So then I looked at it at the thing, and I was like, oh, what's it called? Falling Leaves. I had to have it, because the next thought in my head was, but what if it's like Christmas colorways, and once it's gone because it's fall? They had 5 skeins left, and I got all 5. And then I was like, get out of Michael's. So I go up to the counter, and y'all, I had completely missed the signs that they had hanging up saying that yarn was buy one, get one half off for all the yarn, like not just certain brands, for all the yarn. So I get up there to the counter, and the lady's like, oh, like, telling me this. And I'm like, you don't have to tell me twice. I'll be right back. So, okay, let me tell you what this is. So this is Loops and Threads Impeccable, which is a worsted weight, and there's the colorway, Falling Leaves. Maybe the varg part at the end means variegated. That's the only thing I can think. Yeah, it's a worsted weight yarn. So I got all of that, and then when I went back, because honestly, I didn't even go looking for that yarn. It was just, it called to me. So I was like, and I was trying to be quick, because of course, in the time it took me to go back there, quickly grab something and get back, there were like 4 people that had gotten in line, which was okay. So I saw this, and there you go. That's better on the color. So I saw this, and immediately I was like, that's fun. That says me. We're going to make a hat. So, and I might even be designing the hat myself, because I looked on Ravelry and couldn't really find what I wanted, or what I'm like envisioning. So I'm going to have to figure it out. But this is Lion Brand Woolies Thick and Quick. in the stripes line, and the colorway is Hudson Bay. So there is that. And this is a super bulky yarn. Yeah, so whatever hat I do make will knit up super quick. Yeah, I think it'll be a hat. It also maybe will be a cowl. I'm not quite sure. I only grabbed one skein, y'all, so I have no idea what I'm doing. But there is that. So that was the Michaels trip today. And yes, I already know what I'm doing with this yarn. It probably will get swatched for and maybe casted on tomorrow. But there's that. So, fairy circle spinning, Michael's trip. Okay, I showed you the hat. The only other two things that I wanted to mention are just like me talking at you super quick. But, okay. So, yesterday, day 4, I uploaded it last night and then like never put in show notes. I had a thing saying that show notes would be added today, that they'd be added ASAP. So, the show notes for day 4 are on there now. If you needed them, they are there. It was a giant list of people to add that I've been watching, and that made me super happy. So at some point, I'm not quite sure when, but at some point, I'm gonna figure out a way. I don't know. Somehow I'm gonna figure out a way to put up a list of everyone that I watch. I might like make a new page over on the blog, even though I haven't really been using it. I might make a page over there and update it as I like list them out for y'all, because that seems to really be working, and it's a lot easier, especially while I'm binge watching a lot of people. It's a little easier to get a list of who I'm watching there. Um, I will also link below today's video. I will link from Stitching Jules. I know that I talked about her yesterday, that I watched her videos, so I will link to her channel as well. But Stitching Jules has a blog, and on that blog she has a 700 plus list of floss tubers. Like, if you need floss tube recommendations, go there. I would like to think that she basically has everyone. I feel like the community, as we find out if they're not on the list, there people probably are like, hey, you should add this person. Um, but yeah, so definitely check that out. I'll make sure that I link it. I'm writing it down now. Jules floss tube list. So, and then the other thing, no one's asked, but well, okay, I shouldn't say that. Alma asked me, and I figured somebody else might be wondering if they are a returning viewer, if they've been here for a while. I am not going to host a birthday sal this year. I usually, at least for the last 2 years, since I've been a stitcher, I've hosted a birthday stitch along during the month of November. I am not doing that this year, so yeah, I mean, don't feel like you have to stitch in honor of me or anything, but if anyone was wondering or you want to, there's that. My birthday is on the 26th of November. It's on Thanksgiving this year. Just putting it out there. If someone did want to do something, there you go. Don't feel obligated. Obligated words. Okay, so I feel like I just word vomited at the camera. I think that that's everything I want to talk about. Oh, when I was at Michael's, I took the opportunity, and I was gonna take a picture, but I didn't bother. I was gonna take the opportunity, or words. I took the opportunity to hold up a skein of 402 and 3825 next to each other, the color that I was telling y'all yesterday that I subbed out for Fairy Circle. I held them up next to each other, and I was bang on in my description. 402 is slightly more muted. If they weren't being held next to each other, I probably wouldn't have been able to like really tell the difference. So, yeah, I'm totally, because of course, the day after I make the conversion, I go to Michael's, of course. But yeah. it's fine. I'm just gonna work with my stash, and I think 402 is gonna look fine. There are only so many stitches in that color, so I should only need the one skein anyway. So I didn't have to buy that. Um, okay, yeah, I think that's it. The plan for the rest of tonight is to work on Fairy Circle up until basically midnight, because then it will be Friday, and I like to count my 24 hours of cross stitch marathon from midnight to midnight on from Friday to Sunday. So, like at the end of Sunday, that midnight, like when it's going into Monday. Y'all knew what I meant. Hopefully. But yeah, I'm gonna be switching to my first project for that. So, like I said, I'm not gonna talk about goals because then I'll start rambling again. But I cannot wait for this weekend. So, I hope that everyone had a really great day, like I said, or as great as you can be doing right now. Take care of yourselves. Find something to relieve your stress, which I'm sure for most, if not all of us, is our crafting. So, all right, have a wonderful evening, day, whenever you're watching this, and I will chat with y'all tomorrow. Bye, y'all.